Tyler Perry is so full of crap, talking about, oh, well, I did it to pay homage to my sisters, my aunts, her mothers, grandmothers. If that was the case, you did that 30 movies ago, talking about some representation of the reality. First of all, even if that's the case, do you think a woman who's working 2 jobs to support her children, stressed, depressed, can't even afford to send them lunch money, eviction notice on their door, wants to come home, turn the TV on, and seeing a movie that projects her entire life? A terrible ending at that? Now, representation does matter, but you can also do that in a positive light. The only time you try to do a comedic relief movie is when you do a Medea movie that you're the lead in. Especially with Taraji coming on here saying that people don't pay her enough, but that you paid her enough, and she appreciates that. Of course she's gonna do a movie for you. The only one that's paying her. To minimize her entire catalog, stress and depressed movies, is not even fair to her as an actress.
Isn't that unfortunate that Tyler Perry always talks a big game about helping and celebrating Black women and the community, but yet he can't seem to beat allegations about oppressing Black entertainers, all the while getting outed by his white tinks? Child, Tyler can't seem to catch a break. People like Monique, Christian Keys, and Brandin Jay have been talking about this for years, about how Tyler Perry would do just about anything to have his way. And he would even go as far as blackballing the same Black entertainers he claims to help if they don't completely fall in line with what he wants.
When you don't do what we ask you to do, we'll take your livelihood. So for 8 years, my family has suffered and my career has suffered because what I would not allow those entities to do was bully me. And because I didn't allow the bullying to happen, this is now what I sit in.
And what he did to Monique isn't the only time he's going out of his way to make a Black woman miserable, because now people are out here saying that Tyler Perry did Taraji P. Henson dirty after their new movie Straw was released and had received several negative reviews. And Taraji is the lead, by the way. So just imagine what the other cast members and crew members who didn't have as much clout as Taraji allegedly had to go through, but can't speak on it.
I can tell you this, I have made more Black millionaires, hear me when I say this, than any studio in this city combined, because I'm making footprints.
Tyler Perry knew what he was doing when he made that speech about making more Black millionaires than any other studio in LA, because he knew some stuff about him was getting ready to come out that he didn't like, and he wanted to get folk thinking that all this was about was taking down a Black man. But everyone can't be lying about Tyler, and even though he has done some very generous, very kind things for people, there still isn't enough proof to show that he isn't this picture of generosity and kindness as social media paints him out to be. And there is still the problem of how he portrays and devalues Black women, education, success, and status in most of his movies. And this is still the same in recent shows like The Oval, Ruthless, Sisters, and Beauty in Black. It's either they are poor, single mothers struggling to make ends meet until they are on their last straw, or they are successful with high status in society, but mean-spirited and cunning, evil, lowball addicts. When they are with successful Black men, it's like these men can't wait to get their hands off of them and move on with a white or racially ambiguous woman of their dreams, while the successful Black woman finds true love in the hands of an unsuspecting blue-collar worker. That pretty much sums it up, right? And when it's time for women to be funny, guess who acts those roles? Tyler Perry himself.
Tyler Perry hates Black women, and I'm not saying allegedly because the proof is in the pudding. It is becoming more evident that Tyler only sees Black women as hardworking, struggling rape victims that, of course, one day are going to be rescued by a blue-collared Black man. Managed to make billions of dollars off the backs of Black female pain, and I'm sick of it.
And even with Taraji's long catalog with Tyler Perry's productions shows almost the same thing. In The Family That Prays, the lead was a highly successful Black woman married to a construction worker, only to end up having an affair with her white boss. And I Can Do Battle by Myself, the lead is a woman who is successful, by the way, and just so happens to find love with a jobless immigrant who has nowhere to go and lives in her basement. And have y'all seen Acrimony? That movie was so wild, because what do you mean Taraji's character gets done dirty only to die without a happy ending after being dragged through the struggle of the century by her man? Now, I'm not saying these situations don't happen, but why is it always the Black woman's struggle story? And in Straw, we saw the exact thing play out. Now, Taraji better be getting an Emmy or something for her role as Janiyah, because she acted that down. But what do you mean that just 30 minutes into the movie, the single Black mother has been evicted, fired, daughter taken by CPS, car impounded, robbed at work, killed her boss, and then robbed a bank. Cause child, you can't make this ish up. Well, apparently Tyler Perry can. And there were a lot of problematic storylines that people just couldn't bring themselves to look past.
I don't know if Tyler Perry doesn't like black women or doesn't give a damn about black women or thinks he knows black women, but these storylines that he's concocting that's supposed to be the story of black women are so idiotic. I cannot take it anymore.
But according to Taraji, when he isn't out living some bizarre fantasy about black women and other black entertainers, he's allegedly doing that to them in person with other Hollywood elites, backing him up, and he covers it all in his web of generosity. And this generosity is where it gets really tricky. When Taraji did I Can Do Battle by Myself, Tyler Perry was the first person to pay her $500,000 to do a movie, which was such a big milestone in her career. And even for Straw, Tyler Perry paid her exactly what she asked for, which is a big deal for Taraji since she recently broke down about how undervalued she was in Hollywood despite putting in years of good work.
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over. You get tired.
But the money comes with a bit of a trade-off because now she had to do what they said or have her livelihood taken away, which may have included additional unpaid labor in order to promote the movie. And with the recent lawsuit that Tyler Perry has been hit with, she still has to go out with him and promote that movie. And this is the same thing that Monique said happened to her when she refused to fall in line and do more than what she was paid to do.
Only for Tyler Perry to admit he did start a rumor that I was difficult to work with. He lied. Only for Tyler Perry to admit I was wrong.
Also, when he's on set, Tyler Perry is allegedly known to make all sorts of bizarre claims, like wanting to completely have a scene redone just because he didn't like an element of it, or throw out the script entirely. He can be so controlling at times that he could just walk in one day and completely rewrite how a character was originally meant to be. And the actors aren't really expected to say anything, but just go ahead and learn a whole new script.
Mr. Perry comes in, everything changes. So we literally run the entire episode for him and he hates it. Does that mean I have to learn a whole new script? Yes, that's what it means. Mr. Perry on the spot starts rewriting the entire script and he's feeding me the lines to say, and the director is kind of standing on the side like, you better do it, because if not, they will fire you.
You know, and if we have a disagreement about the way the scene should go, I'll be like, okay, let's try it my way and we'll try it your way and we'll see which one works. But mine always wins out.
Because he has the control of the editing, right?
That's exactly.
And when he isn't dealing with women on set, he allegedly makes the men feel uncomfortable. Remember the whole Christian Keys situation?
I'm grateful for this person for showing me how not to be. When you're the boss, how not to be. You don't sexually harass your employees. You don't pressure them, bully them, try to intimidate them into what you want. I am grateful for that.
Now, another actor from The Oval, Derek Dixon, has filed a $260 million lawsuit against him for creating a toxic work environment and making inappropriate advances at him. Derek knew who Tyler was in the industry and was scared that if he flat out rejected him, his career would be done. So he remained quiet for a long time, and he was always in fear of losing his job and livelihood if he ever spoke out about the sexual harassment. Tyler Perry has tried to release statements defending himself from all of this, saying that he makes the movies he makes as a way to celebrate and give a voice to black women who struggle. And the current lawsuit against him is all a shakedown because of the recent success he's seen with Straw and other projects.
I say nothing to those people who think that my films focus on the struggle of black women, because they're right, it does. I'm in doing this, let me tell you something. If I get an opportunity to put a black woman on screen for people to see them in love, in happy, in joy, in pain, in struggle, what I'm doing is a service to all people so that people will know that black women are not just strong and one thing. They are all things and they go through all of these different things. So to have an opportunity to be able to paint all of these pictures in all sides of it is something that I'm paying homage to my mother, to my aunt, to my sisters and friends and cousins and the things that they all went through. So that's what I would say to that.
Yeah, like we said, y'all, everyone can't be lying on Tyler Perry and trying to bring down a black man. While he's done a lot of good, people are saying that he's still done a lot of harm in the process, and the victims are here to prove it. The black community in a toxic relationship with Tyler Perry. Let him go. I always knew Tyler Perry was weird, and it had nothing to do with his sexuality. I couldn't care less if he's gay. What's always bothered me is the way he consistently portrays black women in his films, abused and consistently suffering, and it's so reoccurring I stopped liking his work. Tyler Perry has the perfect fan base for surviving these allegations. Church folks. And what do you all think about Tyler Perry's portrayal of black women in his movies? Are y'all getting tired of the struggle bus narrative? Share your thoughts in the comments and make sure you like and subscribe because there is more drama lined up for y'all. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, baddies.